The purpose of this video is to graphically demonstrate the difference between the aquatic wheelchair currently being developed by S.R. Smith and a conventional PVC type wheelchair, which is pretty common in the market today. In the first sequence you'll see, our friend Lynn will use the standard PVC wheelchair to attempt to enter the swimming pool. As you see, as she makes her way down the ramp, everything is fine because her center of gravity is pretty much forced downwards because that's the direction that she's heading. But watch what happens to her when she gets to this turnabout and the wheelchair levels out. It becomes very unstable and just wants to tip her back over, like feet over head. So this was one of the real problems that we saw with this type of wheelchair, which led to the development of the chair that you're going to see in the next sequence. But once again, just to review, you'll see in a level area, this type of wheelchair becomes very unstable because there's nothing to prevent it from tipping over. And one thing to keep in mind is that people that are disabled tend to sit back in their chair because they don't have the trunk muscles that will enable them to tilt forward. So that was one of the things that we were really trying to focus on with the development of this chair. And you'll just watch as she goes through all different types of uses with this PVC chair, just how unstable it is. And you can see just how ridiculous this sequence is as she's trying to get out of the water and trying to work her way up. Her feet are up in the air, the chair is tilted backwards, and this would be a very difficult type of a transfer to make independently. Obviously this is designed to be used with an attendant, because if she fell into the water like she's doing right now, who would be there to pick her back up? So this is the goal that we had in developing the chair, is to try to prevent this type of activity from occurring. Here she'll try it again, and again you'll see the same result. It's just there's just no stability with this type of a chair. So Lynn's going to basically give up here, give up the ghost, and now we're going to look at these two chairs again, and the next sequence we're going to see Lynn doing the same thing, but she's going to be using the new wheelchair that we're developing. Now as she's entering the water, one of the things to notice real quickly is on the back of the chair you'll see our two little wheelie bars sticking down, the two back wheels. This is probably the most significant thing that this chair offers over the other one, because once Lynn gets down to the end of the ramp and levels out on that flat area where the other chair tipped over, you'll see that that's not going to happen with this chair. It wants to try to tip over, but because of those wheels it won't tip over, so it's much more safe for a person using it. And she's working her way back down the ramp again. The down's never really the problem because just the center of gravity's forward, and that's going to allow it to be pretty stable going downhill. But once we get to the bottom and flip around, you'll see the real advantage of this chair over the other one. Remember on the PVC chair where Lynn's feet were in this location. They were basically straight up in the air, and it was right about here where the chair basically flipped over and knocked her out of the chair. And that's not happening with this because of the presence of those wheelie bars. You can see where that wants to try to tip, but those two bars in the back with the wheels on it just hold her in place and prevent that from happening. Same thing when she works around the corner. This is where that other chair was very unstable. Not happening with this chair. One of the things that she told us was the more times that she used it, she came to rely on those back wheels a little bit more and knew they were going to be there for her, so she kept the chair tilted back pretty much the whole way up the ramp. This was one of her first sequences, so she was just getting used to it. But See, no tipping at all. At least no exaggerated tipping. So that gives you a good idea of what we were trying to accomplish with the main design on this wheelchair, and we can discuss the other features and benefits of this product when we have our meeting this coming week. We're looking forward to getting this on the market. It'll be at Barnes Park for the next month or so, getting field tested and getting a lot of feedback from the customers that we have there.